Hey everybody, welcome back to BobkeTV. Well, we have a very special guest on the show today, Mike Allec. If you've seen, like I have, a recent video from the Santa Barbara road race, you will, I'm sure, know what I'm talking about. It's gone viral. It's all over the interwebs. And I have Mike on the phone right now. Mike, welcome to BobkeTV.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I have the video queued up on my computer. You want to take us through it real quick from as best as you can remember?
Sure.
All right.
As we turn down this finishing spot,
Yeah.
I knew that as we were going to get up to the bridge, that's where it was really going to pick up. And
Yeah.
if you were out of contention at that point, you had no chance. So we're coming up to the bridge. I'm looking around, and in the amateur racing, I don't want to be the guy that's battling out the sprint for 50th place, but I looked around. I saw there's an okay group here, but they're tight. I can get around some guys, and I saw an opening on the right-hand side. So I actually moved over there thinking I had a great spot to just run it all the way up. And, I didn't have any dreams of winning the race, but I thought I might be able to squeak into the top 10. So as we hit the bridge, and I started to ramp it up, almost immediately, I heard the crash happening, and I glanced up, and I saw the crash coming from my left-hand side, moving over to the right.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm looking for a way out. I know I can't go left because riders are falling right there. I see the wall coming.
Yeah.
So I'm scrubbing speed, and you can actually see in the video, you can see the dust coming up from my rear brake locked up. But I've actually crashed enough times to be a little bit prepared for it. So I'm scrubbing speed, and I've dropped my weight in the back. But as I'm coming up to the rider that's on the ground in front of me, I'm thinking, well, I'm going over. I'm preparing to roll over.
Yeah.
As I hit him, I roll over, and I hit the top of the wall, and I realize I'm at the top of the wall, but I also don't really realize what's on the other side. And I said to myself, crap, you better grab onto this wall. You don't know how far down this is. And so I grabbed the wall, and once I was kind of secured with my grab, I thought I was just going to hop off the wall. I glanced over, and that's when it really hit me. I thought, you're not hopping off this thing.
That would have been bad.
Yeah. And so a guy came running across the street, just a spectator, and from a team down in San Diego, and he grabbed me quick, pulled me over like I was a guy who had fallen off over the side of a boat.
Yeah.
And that's when I looked back down, I saw my bike, and I thought, oh man.
A little context would probably be helpful for people. This is a Cat 3 race at the Santa Barbara road race, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And how many miles was the road race total?
57.
Okay, and what about the course? What was the course like? Was it on a circuit or point to point or one loop, or were there some climbs?
Yeah, it's on a circuit. The way the race is set up is it's really 4 laps around a circuit. And what they changed this year was this start-finish.
Right.
Prior years, it was on the race course itself. This year, we went off the course for the start-finish.
Okay, I gotcha. And so the finish was different from the course.
Yes.
So after doing the 4 loops, you went to the fateful bridge, apparently, for the finish line.
Yeah, that's correct.
Why do you think they routed it like that rather than just finish? Was it so that the other races could, perhaps more without groups coming together, stay separate?
No, in the previous years, they had some parking issues where the original start-finish was. And so this year, they moved it off to the side road. And when we drove down the road, we looked at it, we said, that's not a bad idea. It was a little bit quieter where it was,
right.
A little bit narrower. But as we were driving down there, we didn't even realize we were going over a bridge. We just went over this spot.
Right.
What they could have done is they could have put the start-finish maybe 200 meters before this bridge, and they would have been fine.
Right, yeah, of course. All right. And how big was the finishing group when you guys got into the finishing straightaway?
We probably still had about 30 to 40 guys of the 75 starters.
So pretty select, not the whole field, anyways.
Yeah, not the whole field. We as we came down this finishing spot, we looked around, and I said, all right, there's an okay group here, but I thought I'd be able to weave my way through.
I thought that too myself. Famous last thought. It looked like you barrel roll along the top of the bridge rampart, and then you had the wherewithal to grab a hold of the barricade. Basically, what was going through your mind right then?
I mean, obviously there's some luck involved by where I landed.
Yeah.
I really was thinking as I hit the top of the wall, you got to grab the wall.
Yeah.
Like I knew that I had to grab that wall. Again, not because I knew it was 30 feet down, just
right.
It just was that unknown. And so I stayed aware of it the whole time.
I got you.
And was able to grab it. And when I grabbed it, and before I looked down and realized how far down it was, I was looking at the guy that was laying down right to my left, and he was moaning and groaning, and I was feeling bad for him.
Right. And did you look down when you got back over the wall, how far down it was to your bicycle?
Yeah, I looked down. I saw my bike down there. I had that fleeting moment where I said, that looks like soft dirt. My bike's probably okay. But it wasn't.
Well, we're very glad that you avoided further mayhem. And is there anything that people could learn from, like, to keep their senses, even in spite of the fact that they're cascading towards the ground, from your experience?
I will say that everybody should practice falling off their bike. Go out to a park and practice it, and you get a little bit comfortable with making some decisions, and then at the very least you minimize the risk. Racers can learn that. For race promoters, what I want them to learn is, racing is dangerous. We all know that. We all do it, and we all know that we can crash and hurt ourselves. But we don't want to see any additional risk added to it. And they could have put this finish line a little bit further down the road or before the bridge, and we at least wouldn't have had the risk of going over the bridge. If we would have crashed down there, I just would have went off into a dirt field.
Right.
Well, then I wouldn't have been a YouTube sensation. So I guess it works out okay.
All right. Well, what's your next race? Hopefully, there's no bridges involved in the sprint finish.
There's no bridges involved. My wife said I'm retired, so my next race is on Tuesday group riding.
That's maybe some advice you should take to heart there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Mike, for being on BobkeTV. And
thanks for having me. It was my pleasure.
Stay safe out there. Best of luck, and good job avoiding further injury and potentially more debilitating damage. So good job.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right, have a great one.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot. All right, everybody. From Mike Allec's perspective, thanks a lot for watching. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. You can give me the thumbs up if you appreciate this interview. If you like the interview, I'd be happy to do some more in the future. And hopefully the subject matter is not quite as compelling as that one was, but you never know what the future holds. Click on my face to subscribe, click on the t-shirt for some merchandise, and please feel free to comment. Thanks a lot, everybody.